Well, I'm in Idaho. I finally got out of California, guys, so that's awesome. And I just got all my stuff set up, so I'm just gonna check it out, make sure everything's working. I hope some of you guys are at home right now and can hop on here and hang out with me. But yeah, I just thought I'd check out all my stuff here. I just got it all finally set up today, actually yesterday, last night. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna wait for some of you guys to come on in and hang out. Okay, Bobby Drew sounds good. All right, sounds like you can hear me all right, so that's good. I was having an issue um, with a program that kind of marries a couple other programs so that audio can go from one to the other, and that was driving me crazy. But I figured it out. How's the weather, JH? It's cool. It rained yesterday. It's been mostly in the 50s, low 60s the whole time. A couple times hit 70s since I've been up here. Hey, Jason, where you been? Good to see you again. I've been moving, man. SoCal Sandman. I was moving. I tell you what, a buddy of mine and I drove up to the Boise area and brought all of our stuff. Stayed up here for a couple days. Then boom, went back down, got the wife, drove back up with the family, which took longer, of course, because I got babies. But yeah, it's been a heck of a few weeks right now, I'll tell you that. Thank you, Chris Heller. Um, yeah, good. You left the place 19 years ago, Rocky Mountain Rider. You should have, right? I should have left. I should have left before, but it's one of those things you got to line up. What you're going to do for work and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. But how's the video looking? Is the video looks a little bit blurryish on my end. How's it looking out there? Just want to make sure I got a good connection, everything going. It says I have no data. Excellent connection, and it says no data. But you guys can let me know if it looks good there, Eugene. Okay, as long as it looks good for you guys, it doesn't matter what I see over here on this end. But yeah, I forgot a few things. I forgot my wife's Christmas decorations and our tree that was up in the garage in a kind of in a hard place to see, and she's none too happy about that. I also forgot apparently a box that had like hangers and things for like pictures and wall frames and that kind of stuff, and she doesn't like that. I know, Laura Moore. I know she's not happy with me. At least she feigns the concern that it's for my health and my forgetfulness, and not that she's upset about the stuff I forgot. But she's upset about the stuff I forgot, I think. We'll see. Yeah, I had a buddy go get the Christmas stuff, but the other thing, a box full of hangers, wall hangers, and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's all replace. Yeah, exactly, Alexandria. It's all replaceable. There's nothing to worry about there. But yeah, it's no fun though having your wife go like, "Where is this? Where is this?" and we look for it for like, 2 hours, and then you just have to come to the conclusion that oops. But yeah, Spud built. Normally I cringe to think of California folks moving to my home state, but not you. Glad to have you. Thanks. I've actually run into a little bit of, I talked to somebody and he wasn't very happy that I was here from California. His whole thing was the home prices, which I totally get. Not that just me and my family moving is making the difference. It wouldn't just be me, but I hate that I contribute to that part of it, that the housing market here is higher. It has gone up faster than any market in America in the last 2 years, and now I'm a part of that, and I hate that I'm a part of that. But I kind of have to do what I got to do because my family comes first, and and we got to do that. And so I was able to get a good job here, and so yeah, I've been doing that for a week now, just training and when you work for a company, they make you do a lot of OSHA regulations and, those kind of things, little videos to watch and answer questions. I've been doing a lot of that. Blame the people that are selling. It's hard to blame them, right? Because, you bought a house here 10 years ago for $150,000 and now you can sell it for $450,000. That's hard to blame them, But I hear you. If there was no houses to buy, but then again, if there's no houses, there are limited houses to buy. And that's why it's so expensive. If there were enough houses to buy, then the prices would come down. Background's a bit bland. James Lindley, you are right, sir. But check this out. So I'm going to step away for a second and go show you what I got back there. Here, my room's a little messy here. I don't know if you'll see anything on this shot. Let me see. I got a full screenshot somewhere. Okay, so it's pretty boring at this point, but here's what I got in the back. Check it out. So that's my green screen now. So when I did the videos back in California, I was in my garage and I had a big green sheet that was a green screen. And I had it up on a wall, really well lit. This is a little bit different. I tested it last night. It looks okay, but I'll do my videos from back there, my other videos, not my live videos. So that's there. I'll probably put some guitars on this wall. But yeah, this is just going to be kind of an office / studio / catch all. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool, actually, that little green screen. I got it online, of course. You know how it goes. I'm going to pull it up real quick. So I'm sorry that I couldn't post anything recently, but it's just one of those things, man. Moving, getting that other house ready to sell, starting your first week here, trying to move in, and then I got an 8-month-old and a 3-year-old, and they require a lot of attention. So one of us, pretty much, if they're both not napping, one of us is watching them, right? And then if we're watching them, then one of us ain't getting something done, and it just goes on and on and on. So it takes a while to get everything together. This office, yeah, like I said, I just kind of got it together last night, kind of, and it's still not together. I just got the printer in here today, and then, if I showed you over here, the closet, there's tools and stuff just on the ground, because it's just so much stuff to do. But I just want to check in with you guys and see how you guys have been, and maybe we'll talk about a few things here. Like what's been the big thing in the last week or so? What's new? What's big? I mean, we got Elon Musk, who's purchasing Twitter. You got some people hating it. Of course, you got the left afraid, it's gonna be fascism somehow because people can say what they want to say. And then you got I don't think they call it, what do they call it? The Disinformation Governance Board. That's now being created, and because they're going to fight this disinformation. And Mayorkas came out, I think, today and said, no one should have anything to worry about. We're not going to be monitoring Americans or anything like that. And it's like, come on, the government not monitoring Americans? Like, we know that's not true. So it's a scary time. Are we not full on 1984 right now? We're getting there. So yeah, who's watching them exactly, Eugene? Who's watching them? No one's watching them. It's us supposedly watching them, right? And that's the thing. Ultimately, we are supposed to be watching them. That's what the government by the people is, right? Our government is, we make the decisions, we elect the right people, and we follow the Constitution, all those things. But ultimately, you got these people in power. They're in charge. That's how they feel. They're in charge. They're in control, and that's what they want. And yeah, it wasn't a problem. Social media wasn't a problem until Elon Musk jumped in the game, and now all of a sudden, I saw a clip from a MSNBC guy was saying how, now that Elon Musk is going to be owning Twitter, how do you say it? What if they want to change the outcome of election by banning a politician? And it's like, well, yeah, you guys already did that. Or what if they want to censor information? It's like, yes, you guys did that. Remember, it was acceptable through all forms of social media and all forms of traditional media. The Russian collusion story, that was a story that was acceptable by all forms. We could talk about it as much as we want. We were encouraged to talk about it, in fact. We found out later that even behind the scenes at CNN, they knew it was a nothing burger, as Van Jones told us, right? It was a nothing burger. So they knew it was nothing there. And the media, social media, allowed us to talk about it forever. Then they knew something was up with the laptop story, let's say, with Hunter Biden. And then that was squashed, right? So exactly what they're warning us about is exactly what they've been doing. But that's nothing to do with the left, right? The left warns us about everything that they're already doing. Oh, these guys are going to do this, but they're already doing it. Let's see. The Ministry of Truth. I mean, that's exactly right? JH. I need to read Orwell's 1984 again. It's been a while, but yeah. Thanks, Marshall 4. Man, my wife and kids, they love it here so far. It's kind of funny, my 3-year-old we'll go to the store, we'll go to get something to eat, whatever it is, and we'll be driving back to the house, and she'll be like, "Are we going back to Idaho?" She thinks we live our house is in Idaho, but everywhere else we go is not Idaho, something like that. And then, or she'll say, "Are we going again to Idaho? Or are we at Idaho now?" It hasn't quite sunk in, but we got a nice park from right across from where we live, and my wife's got a less stress. We should be more stressed with the move and everything, but we've been less stressed. It's been really nice so far. James Lindley, I don't have a schedule today. I didn't even plan on really doing it, but I got all my stuff up and running today, last night, and I wanted to check it out, make sure everything was working properly. I had a couple glitches, so I just wanted to come on here today and do it. But you know what I'll do? I'll try to start making, I don't know about a schedule, but making an announcement, and then let you guys, so you guys can know, not that you're going to find, not every time I'm on here is it just learning a whole bunch about insights about anything. Sometimes it's just shooting the bull, as we're kind of doing today. But I like hanging out with you guys if you like hanging out with me. How big is the new house? So Rocky Mountain Rider, we're renting. We decided to rent a house because we don't know the school systems up here. We don't know exactly what's going on. So we're going to try to buy something probably at the end of this lease. But we just got a year lease right now. But it's a big house. It's about 2,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, all one single story, which is nice. We sold our house for almost double what we bought it 7 years ago, which is very nice. Hey, Rochelle. Jaden. Who's Jaden? I'm just kidding. Happy to see you and hear updates. I just tuned in. I was about to email to ask. Well, here I am. I'm just giving the updates to you guys. I was just telling everybody I got my stuff set up just last night, and I just want to get it checked out and make sure everything's running properly, and it is. And I appreciate um, you and yeah, it's nice up here. It's clean. I really do feel like the post I put on there was like, "Welcome back to America." I really do feel like I'm back to what I knew I grew up with. The kids are playing hockey in the streets, riding their bicycles. A lot of kids are very active through the neighborhood, which was a lot different than where I lived. I lived next door to a family, and they had a couple kids that were, I think, like in seventh, eighth grade. I mean, they were now in about ninth grade, so I've been there 7 years. I never seen them play outside, but like one time or something in that 7 years, right? And they're probably playing on computers, like so many people do. But it's nice to see that a lot of kids are out and about. Like I said, you're driving through there and you got to stop so they can move the hockey stuff off the street. Like that stuff ain't happening in L.A. Not where I'm from. And I was in a good neighborhood, and that stuff really wasn't happening. At the end of the cul-de-sac, there was something, but not like it. Yeah, I'm in the suburbs. I'm in Meridian, Idaho, is where I'm at. So it's mixed with where I'm in a subdivision that's a newly built subdivision, but it's in the mix of, not too far is are farms. Just right down the road, you see farms. You'll see cattle. Not too close to the cattle because they kind of stink. That's down in this place called Cuna. Um, but yeah, air quality is better for sure. I've even checked that online. Yeah, Miss Laura Moore, Mr. Laura Moore. I'm not sure. I always think it's Laura. I think it's a female, right? Or Laura Moore with a dad. I don't know. I need to find a way out of California. I'm telling you, it took me about 2 years or so to convince my wife that we needed to go, and it wasn't because she loves California per se. It's because she doesn't pay attention that as much to a lot of stuff going on, and she has family down there. Why would she want to just head out? But um, I think we for sure made the right decision getting out of California. Is it possible we should go somewhere else? Maybe, I don't know, but I got a decent job here. The my supervisor and all the people at work, they all seem really really down to earth, really good guys and gals, and you know they're giving me my tools. I got brand new tools, drills, you name it, work truck, all the stuff. The brand new work truck coming at the end of the year sometime. Like, so they're really going to take care of us there. And so I think it's probably where I'm going to work until I can make enough money on YouTube, which I doubt that'll ever be the case. But yeah, I tell you, oh, Ruby, that's right, Ruby. I remember now, Ruby. Sorry. The Yeah, the house, us hadn't bought a house in 2015. I mean, that really helped us out, right? That helped us being able to move for sure, because we got a bit of a nest egg from that, which we're gonna now invest. We're not gonna just sit on it. We're gonna somehow invest either in some more properties, or I don't know exactly yet. I'm trying to figure that out. So if you got any suggestions, but I think we're definitely going to buy something, hopefully by next year, because it's getting out of hand here. My house in California that we sold, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Here it already go for like $450,000, which is more than we bought it originally in 2015. So the prices are outrageous here. When I grew up in Kentucky, a $400,000 house was, you'd have an indoor pool if you bought a house for $400,000. Even as in my 20s, it seemed like that. And then, here it's like, it's actually crazy. So commodities, Vanguard, VCMDX, that's your investment suggestion. What's funny is, when I was looking for a place to rent here, we we looked at different subdivisions, different houses, and so on. And there's a company called American Homes for Rent, and you go there. They got a bunch of houses. A lot of them are newer houses, so we were looking at them really good. But then we started seeing reviews, and the reviews were so bad. They were like, these people don't take care of anything. Yeah, I had a water heater go out and they wouldn't fix it. I had a broken window, they wouldn't fix. Well, whatever it was, there's a bunch of stuff. And then Better Business Bureau rated them as watch out or something like that. Like, be careful of these guys. And they're the biggest. They rent the most homes here in this area. They're the biggest owner of rental houses in this area, and they're actually building whole subdivisions where they're building the whole subdivision. They're going to rent out the whole subdivision. So I dug a little bit about them, and their biggest investors are Vanguard and BlackRock. And now there's not that big. It's like 15 or 18% total or something between those two, but it's a Wall Street company, and everybody who lives in those houses, they hate them. And maybe some of you guys know some people. There you go. Vanguard is a huge slumlord. I think that's correct. And so we went out of our way to find a house that was rented by a private owner, and that's what we found. And now the house I'm in is built in 2020, and it's the house layout is great. And it's big. It's one story, which is great. I got a bum knee, and carrying kids upstairs all the time and running back and forth upstairs, that's no fun. But you can tell they skimped on a lot of stuff. The cabinets, the countertops, they're all like about as low as you can go. The flooring, the carpet, they're all really low. So they're going to show wear really quickly. So it'd be good for us not to live here too long, because it's going to look beat up quickly, because it is definitely not high quality extras. But the house itself, the guts and everything seem really great, and the area is great. So, but yeah, and Vanguard, BlackRock, they're the biggest investors in it. I'm going to try to move my chair a little bit here. My back is hurting. A lot of carrying kids and boxes and stuff. Yeah. So what else is going on? I may close my Vanguard account. Oh, okay. And it's because, is it because you don't like who they are, or is it because you don't think they're going to continue to make money? Don't invest, Michael. I just saw that. Don't invest in CNN Plus. You got that right. Best to rent and get to know the area and pick a place to buy a home. That's what we're going to do, Eugene. That's our plan, and I think it's smart. Although it is tough to see, but I think the prices are starting to level out. To tell you the truth, there's a lot of houses that are, if you go on the market and look, they're like, oh, reduced by $20,000, reduced by $50,000, and so on. So I think this craze is kind of slowing down a little bit, because it's probably just with the interest rates going up and the prices, it's just getting out of hand. A lot of people can't do it. Yeah, they'll make money. I bet they will. Let's see. Haha, CNN Plus. That's a good joke. I am worried about the market in general. Oh, dude, totally. The market, even the housing market. But I mean, what we saw this quarter, we're in a stagflation moment right now, right? We got prices going up and the economy shrinking. That's a disaster waiting to happen. And there's about I believe it's about 2.5 million homes that are in forbearance right now that should be foreclosed on, but they're not foreclosed on. Any plans to homestead? Boy, I don't know if I'm up for that much work. But yeah, we got about 2 million homes that could be foreclosed on, and I think it was 1.8 million, another 1.8 million that are 90 days past their payment. Now, the banks are going to foreclose on these people eventually. When is that going to happen? Is it going to be a little bit here, a little bit there? Are they going to do it big? And then are you going to have a bunch of investors like American Homes for Rent come in and swoop up this stuff and keep prices really high? Is that going to happen? And then that keeps rents really high? Maybe. Or maybe the banks are going to go, hey, we're not giving money out, that much money out for all this stuff again because, the market's so unsteady and so on. Over here in Germany, prices go through the roof. Food, energy, anything else. Houses too, of course. Yeah. Yeah, Germany is expensive. Ich habe in Deutschland für 1 Jahr gewohnt. Und das war teuer in 2000. So yeah, it was expensive in 2000 when I lived there. I lived there for a year, and it was expensive there then. So it's definitely expensive now. My uncle actually lives in Germany, and yeah, it's tough going over there. Like gas prices are just ridiculous. I actually thought when I first went there, I was like, well, this ain't so bad. And they're like, that's by the liter. And I'm like, oh, I see. I bought a new house December 2021. 2.5% was better than buying a used home. A lot of the houses we looked at were homes owned by corporations. Prices kept changing every time we made an offer. Yeah. The people who bought our house in California, they've been trying to buy a house for 5 months. And they ended up making an offer and then saying, we'll go, if you get a higher offer, we'll top that. Whatever you get, we'll top that. It's basically what they did. Fishing is great here. Thanks, Carol. I haven't got to fish in so long. I haven't been fishing in such a long time. I grew up fishing. I used to go down to this little creek by my house, and I would fish with these tiny hooks and a little bit of bread, and I would fish under this little bridge, and I would catch chub minnows, like, minnows like this big. I would catch them and then let them go. I just kept doing that. Sometimes I'd take them and try to go fish with them later at a pond, but I would fish there, and everybody thought I was nuts. I was this little kid, like, 10 years old, sitting there at the bridge, just casting under there. Be like, what are you fishing this creek? It was, a half a foot deep or something. But I could catch the chub minnows, and it was just a challenge. It was the fun part. It was fishing. But I grew up fishing until I was about 20 years old, and then just my life kind of changed. But yeah, I can't wait to teach my son and daughter to fish. I love it, and I've already asked around to find some places. If you know any places that are good, I'll do it. See, it's madness right now. Just the last week, food prices went up in part by 50%. Your German is really good, by the way. No, it's not that good. I can say a few things all right, but my German's pretty bad. He moved to Idaho. Who's he? Alexandria. I'm missing some conversation here. Yeah, James, I hope I'm right too about it slowing. It seems to. I talked to another real estate agent too, and they were preparing for a foreclosure, kind of like a 2007 situation. They said they were preparing for that. If that's true or not. My real estate agent in California, she also said that she felt the market was changing, and that it was slowing down. But oh, finally, grapes. I farted. Yeah, it happens, man. Let's see. Good to see you are alive and well. I miss your perspective on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thanks for being you. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it. I'm going to get back going on this as soon as I can. I actually shot a test piece yesterday I may use. It's taking on a meme. I tried to start a series like that over on the other channel, and I might try to continue that. But I've been seeing a lot of leftist memes, a picture, and whatever meme saying something. And then I like to show how ridiculous it is. But there's one is about capitalism, and I did a video on it, so I might release that tomorrow, and then start hitting some hot topics after that. Investment firms are buying up homes and renting them out at premium prices all across the country. Yeah, that's true. That's true, and that's what scares me, Philip, about if there is a big foreclosure moment, is it just going to be these billionaire investors coming in and just buying huge swaths of you know properties and then renting them out? That's that might that might happen, and that'll be a real bummer if it does. It's already a bummer. Let's see what else we got going here. I can tell you that just like my neighbor from Germany said, here in the Netherlands, it's getting to a breaking point for working classes, getting to the point that we will starve to death at this rate. Yeah. Um, it's bad. Something's going to give, right? I think there's got to be something that's going to give, and it's the Democrats are going to tell us, oh, we need to the leftist politicians, since you don't have Democrats necessarily in there that are the same as Democrats here, but yeah, they're gonna come and tell us, hey, it's it's the bad guys are causing all this, which is partly true, and then they're gonna make a way for the bad guys to keep making all their money, and then they're gonna say, oh, we need to give you guys an allowance of $1,000 a month. How about that? Or we need to give you guys this. We need to give you guys that, and that's gonna be the answer, and it's not gonna help. It's I mean, look at all that money they spent during the pandemic, and we got big problems coming, and they didn't help us at all for the most part. I mean, they put mom and pop out of business. They let Walmart and Target stay open, right? Somehow mom and pop couldn't clean their store, right? But what it really is, or what it really was, is mom and pop doesn't give a lot of money. They don't give a lot of money to the politicians. So the billionaires, the rich, the connected, the cronies. It's all cronyism, crony capitalism. I'll talk about it tomorrow a little bit in that piece. But their friends are getting rich, but it's much harder for us when they control it like that, and they make the rules as such. It makes it a lot harder for the rest of us, and makes it a lot easier for those people. I mean, how much did Walmart make? And I'm not even a hater of. I'm not a hater of any big business. I think Walmart, do your thing, but there's no reason that Walmart should have been open, but that local shoe shop should have been closed, or Ralph's or Kroger's open, and some little butcher shop be closed. Like, that was absolutely ridiculous, and we know why they didn't leave the butcher shop open and left the big box stores open. Let's see here. What else we got going? Well, what can you say clearly? Well, what you can say is clearly understandable. Well, thank you. Oh, it's Siler great as Morrison. You guys are funny. Let's see. I'm just looking around here. God is in charge. That's true. Jason, your views on Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Ruby. I mean, it looks like Johnny Depp is kind of who we thought he was, right? He likes to drink in the morning sometimes. He's a rock star / movie star, living that life, and it gets out of hand sometimes. But I haven't seen any evidence of him beating Amber Heard. I haven't seen anything that shows that he's some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Offender. He's some kind of predator hurting his girlfriend or whatever. But I didn't watch a lot of it. I've read a little bit about it. I've seen a couple of clips. He's kind of a comical, but yeah, it looks like. I mean, what is the trial? The trial, if I got it correct, that trial's about a defamation or a libel lawsuit. I think he's probably going to win. Let's see. Klaus Schwab said in 2030, no one will own homes and be happy. I don't doubt that. Klaus Schwab, that guy is he's like the evil mastermind. He's like the He's like Dr. Evil. A lot of those guys are George Soros and so on. They really do want to control society, and how better to control society is if no one owns anything, right? Here's your bus pass. Drive on the bus. Here's your job. You can work over here. This is what you're good for. You're good at this job. Go work over here. That's what they would love to do. The people in power want to stay in power, and it's a natural thing. If I had $50 billion right now, I would be talking to other people who had $50 billion or 30 billion or 20 or 10. I'd be talking to presidents and prime ministers, because the decisions I make, having that much money, affect a lot more people and affect the world a lot more. And the decisions they make would affect me a lot more. So I get it. They got power and they want to hold on to it. They want to keep it. But ultimately, it's not because they want everyone to be happy. It's because they want to keep that power and they want to be in control, and they want to tell the rest how to live. And I don't doubt for a second that we're going to get less and less homeowners. I think it's still in what I'd like to say lower 60% of Americans are homeowners, not Americans, but families. You guys can double check me on that. I'm not sure. I thought it was in the lower 60% though. So I think 2030 would be pretty quick for America to get there. But I'm not sure about Europe. I know a lot of people, when I lived in Europe 5 years, I know a lot of people that lived in apartment type settings and didn't own. So maybe there, that's probably some information I could probably look up too. Let's see. Cliff Fowler, I hear from Dave every now and then. We talk every now and then, but not too much about anything. It's usually about stuff like, hey man, I was trying to do this the other day on my computer. Do you have a better way to do this? That kind of stuff. Let's see. Something will give, and it better not be with the people. Free won't help anyone. Yeah. Welcome to Idaho. Glad to have you. Oh, thanks, Mr. Bowser, 2012. Where are you at, Mr. Bowser? I definitely hear the North is way more conservative, which would be kind of cool, but my job ain't up there. Trump DeSantis 2024. I'll take either of them. Beautiful day snowboarding here at Loveland. Very curious how the world is going to move, I guess. Nice snowboarding. Enjoy yourself, man. Law is streaming the Depp-Heard trial. It's interesting and entertaining. Yeah, some of the clips I saw, Rebecca, were entertaining because a lot of laughing and like the guy was saying, like read something like, did I read that correct? And Johnny Depp was like, oh, yes, you did. And he keeps going on. He's like, wow, again, you've read it correct again. Wow, you're good. He was kind of making fun of him, stuff like that. But the right wing in Europe is not like the right here in the U.S. Evil Skippy, I think that's correct. European mortgages, homes can't be dumped the way we can in real estate crashes here. Interesting. Lots of my California neighbors have moved to Nashville. Very true. And Nashville's really expensive as well. Don't Daily Wire move? Yeah, didn't Daily Wire? Yeah, they did. The Daily Wire did move to Nashville, but Shapiro moved to Florida. So he's living in Florida, shooting his show from Florida, but his company and his people are in Nashville, I believe. Yeah, so after this, we got to go shopping and see homeownership rate in Germany is around 50%. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So it's a little higher here, I believe. No, you don't want 51 billion. No, I don't know. I tell you. I'm not a lottery player. I don't play the lottery. I like to gamble sometimes, like poker or something like that, blackjack occasionally. But I'm not a lottery ticket guy. I've bought, I don't know, 5 lottery tickets my whole life, 20, I don't know, a few lottery tickets my whole life. And I was telling a buddy, like when it was like over $1 billion or something, and me and a friend at work in California, we went and bought tickets, and I was like, my life would probably be worse if I win that money. The decisions you have to make and the dumb decisions you get to make, and all that stuff. Like you'd really have to be able to, control yourself and keep away from the rhetoric and all that stuff, or the rhetoric, keep away from the nonsense that would be coming your way once you had that kind of money. So probably all better off for not having a $50 billion. Let's see. Do you watch the Hodge twins? No, I've seen them a couple times. I don't watch them. They're gonna have a good show today, or whatever they say at the beginning. No, I don't really watch them. Watch out for Boise. There are more far lefts than the rest of the state. I'm in East, and it is very red. Yeah, so I'm in the Boise area, but it seems like it's still pretty conservative. I mean, anything seems conservative when you come from California. Yeah, the prices here for rentals, home rentals, are like in the low 2000s for 3 or 4 bedroom houses. Let's see, isn't Tennessee with all the kudzu ivy growing everywhere? I'm not sure what that is, Ruby. See, I've been modding the entire Depp-Heard trial on Legal Bytes. I was modded 12 hours just on Tuesday. We had 32 to 34,000 simultaneous viewers in chat throughout the day. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm not even sure what modding is, but it sounds like you're streaming it somehow on your channel, but good on you, mate. Let's see. Have you been in touch with Dave yet? I talk to him every now and then. He's kind of like, so have you moved? I was like, yeah, we've moved. We're getting settled in right now. And he just like wrote back to me, wild. Like, it's hard to believe we actually did it. But, I don't think he's very serious about it. He's talked about it before, but I don't think he's serious about leaving California. But man, I definitely was, and I'm glad I did, even with all the hard work and finding a new job and all that stuff. Like, I get why people don't want to move. People don't want to move because it's a lot of work, and you got to find it. Like I said, you got to find a place to live. You got to find a job. You got to do all these things, and it's not easy. And you're taking a risk. We're now, we don't own any property now, and who knows, we might get locked out of the market or that kind of stuff. So it's risky, but when you have kids, your perspective changes. You don't just, you're done living for yourself full time. I mean, you still do things for yourself, but full time. There was a time it was full time. That's all you did was worry about number one, but you're no longer number one, and that's why we left. That's why we moved, because we had kids, and we think raising the kids here is going to be way better for them and a better outcome for them. And, that's why we're willing to do all this. Let's see. I've seen interviews with, I lost you. And interviews with lottery winners who wish they had never won. No, that's exactly right. I think there's a whole show about lottery winners and how they blew it all. I heard one story about a guy who, he got to like the $30,000 payout every month. And he said that everybody would come to him for money, for help, for this, my grandma's sick, whatever. And so he got robbed a couple times and stuff. So what he ended up doing is he would get his $30,000, and then that weekend he would blow it all, which is, I mean, it's dumb, but he'd blow it all because just on going out and partying and buying everybody drinks and whatever, and doing a big night out on the town, because that was easier than having the money and having people want, his help and everything. But I don't know why he wouldn't move out of the area and take his family with him and start anew somewhere and, keep it hush hush. But, some people just aren't that smart. Where did I move to? I'm in Meridian, Idaho. Let's see. There's still much building going on here in Colorado. There's much building going on in California too. The implosion bomb is ticking down to detonation. Who is going to pay the debt? Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna just kind of go. If I had a chance, I would go for Idaho. And then, yeah, I'd love to build a home here too. I don't know if I'll be able to. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Chauncey. If you win the lottery, move away ASAP and shut up. You know what I mean? Don't buy a Lamborghini. Don't buy, you know, a 50,000 square foot house or whatever it is you can afford now. Like buy a decent place, buy a decent car, and, you know, do right. I'm near Boise, Jason. Colder here for sure than SoCal. I used to live there too. Yeah, it's definitely colder, but so far I don't mind it. It's Oh, here you go. Thanks, Ruby. Modding is assigned volunteer moderators. The channel owner appoints mods that monitor your live chat and can delete or block inappropriate posts. Have to put your kids first, Alexandria. That's right. Let's see. Was it hard to find a rental truck? It wasn't hard. It was expensive. So we did. I know some people told me not to, but we did go with U-Haul. It was the easiest. We were going to do the pods, but we had to be without our stuff for like 10 days, 8 to 10 days to ship it here. And we had nowhere to go for 8 to 10 days. So we rented a truck. A friend from work helped me load up the big stuff, and then I loaded up the rest of the stuff all day till like 2 o'clock in the morning. And then my other buddy came over at 2 in the morning. His wife dropped him off, and we pulled my car, which made it interesting. So a 26-foot truck pulling my car, and we just drove straight through the night. But yeah, we used U-Haul, and it was hard because once we got the big stuff in, my friend would have stayed longer, but I still had some things to box up and whatever. So, but it got on me where at the end, that's why I missed a couple things. That's why the wife's a little upset with me for getting a couple things, because it was just too much to do. And you know, my buddy's coming at 2 o'clock in the morning. We had the plan because we had airplane trips Sunday morning to come back. So it was a Thursday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, drive up. We stayed, Friday, Saturday, getting the house as much set up as possible, and then flew back on Sunday. And then that next Monday, the wife and family, we all loaded up her car and started driving back. And we actually went through Utah on the way back up, so we could stop by some, have some better places, some places that have playgrounds and that kind of stuff, so the 3-year-old can run around and do that. And we stayed in Provo one night, and then drove up the rest of the way the next day. And the trip went great. We were really worried that the 8-month-old was going to cry and a 3-year-old's going to be grumpy, but man, there's only a very little crying, and it went about as good as it could possibly have went. So it was really awesome. Let's see. I'm only going to stay on here a couple more minutes because we still got a ton of stuff to do. And one thing maybe it's not a good thing that I don't like about up here. It seems like there's a lot of stuff that isn't open on the weekend. Things close down, and some things close early. So I'm not liking that. But like, I got so much recycling right now from the move, all the boxes, all the stuff. But I can only get rid of it during the week. And I'm at work during the week. So my wife's not going to load it up and 2 kids and take, a bunch of empty boxes that are broken down in the back of her car to the recycling center. And you can do it here, but I have so much, it's going to take forever to do it if the recycling comes, I think, every other week here. So I don't think that's going to be, I don't think I'm going to like that part of it, but it is what it is. With all this going on, I wish the government had not bailed out the banks. Boy, I'm with you on that. Biggest people who try to milk lottery winners for money is their family members. Chauncey, you are dead right. I mean, I feel like, if you did win whatever it is, $500 million, I think a lot of people would go, hey, let me give this much money to my brother. Let me give this to my sister. I'm going to give my mom this much money. But then your cousins are going to be like, oh, well, what about me? And then your best friend from high school is like, hey, man, I got in that car wreck and I got that shattered hip. You think you could help me out? And before you know it, you got everybody going. But yeah, maybe give a little bit away at the beginning, then move away, change your phone number, start your new life. I don't know, man. I wouldn't. U-Hauls leaving California are like that's exactly right. Um, it was about a little over 2 times of what it would have cost in Vegas. I believe it was Vegas I checked. Yeah, it was very expensive. Um, so it was like over 3 grand for a U-Haul plus about $1,000 worth of gas. So that was just, and that's not including the boxes and all that stuff. And so yeah, it was expensive. Let's see here. What else we got? Dude, Jason, I typo a lot. It's okay. Jaden. Jaden's not a bad name, I guess. Put most into the interest earning vehicles for the future. Put most into interest earning. Okay. Oh, interest. So yeah, you're talking with somebody else, but I'm definitely thinking about what I should do with the little bit of money we got here from selling our house. We can't just let it sit in the bank. It's going to be worth half of that in 10 years or something. So we're going to save some for a down payment and then probably try to figure out which way to invest it. But right now it's a scary time to invest too. So we'll see. I think you're right, Terry. Congratulations. Thank you. You'll never regret a minute of leaving Cali. I think that's the case. I think half the people on this stream changed their name, Alexandria. That's funny. Buy silver. I thought about that. You ever seen that? What's his name? Mark Dice, where he asks people if they want a chocolate bar or an ounce of silver, and they all choose the chocolate bar. And he's like standing in front of a metal place, like a precious metal shop where they could just go in and sell the silver. Oh man, it'd be amazing if this country doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Good times to invest in Twitter, maybe. We'll see. I moved from Redlands, California to a town near Pocatello in the dead of winter. It was so hard. Now, where's Pocatello? Is that Idaho? Oh yeah, it must be. It's Carroll. What's funny is the job I got, and I don't like to tell everybody announce where I'm working because there's just leftists that like to try to get people fired and that kind of stuff. And if so, but I applied for the same position I got now. I applied for it in the fall. There was another opening and I didn't get it. And I was pretty bummed about it. But now I'm kind of glad because that would have been a move up in the winter and all that stuff. And that would have been pretty tough. So I think God's like, listen, let's hold up a second. You got those small kids. I'll let you go up in the spring. I think it worked out really good. Buy farmland. Oh, that's interesting. 10% to the big guy, not Biden. That's right, Lisa. Cliff Fowler, a lottery winner, changed his name to get away from people asking for money. Hey, Jason, glad the move went well. Looking forward to hearing how the new life is going. Yeah, so far so good. Rochelle, wait it out. The bubble will burst. You got to give time, but time is money. I get it. That's my original thing. I decided to put the house up for sale before I even got this job because I thought, well, I'm going to figure out how to get out of California. But I don't know if there's a better time to sell a house than right now. But maybe in 5 years, 3 years, maybe I would have made another $150,000. Who knows? But I don't think so. I really do think it's starting to, from what I'm been researching, it's starting to kind of, it was like this and now it's starting to do that. And so it ain't gonna be long before we're there. Will we ever get there quickly? I don't know. But part of me does want to wait it out because the home prices are just ridiculous. Something up here is going to be like something that we want. It's going to be like 550 right now, 550,000. And that's just, man, it's just crazy. Like if you're spending $550,000 and it ain't a mansion, then, it's hard to think about buying just a regular middle class house for over $500,000, even though my house sold for quite a bit more than that, which was nuts. Like us leaving that house, and they paid more than $750,000 for that for the 3 bedroom 3 bedroom 2.5 bath house. And the house is has a $200 HOA payment on top of the fact that it's actually a condominium. It's a detached condominium. It's not even a house. And they paid over $750,000 for it, which is mind blowing. You know, that's like a $4,500 house payment if they finance the whole thing, which I think they had a couple $100,000 down from their dad, but it's just nuts. I don't know how in the world they can feel like, you know, okay with that. It's just crazy. Something's got to give. I agree. Buy a mobile home park for tiny homes in California. Have Dave manage it for you. Yeah, and he could live in one, right? He basically lives in a tiny home. He could live in one and be the manager. That's funny. 500,000 buy a nice house in Nashville, but you have to spend that much. Yeah, exactly. You can't even buy investment property anymore. Look at what the government did to owners. Totally pulled the rug out from them. Yeah, that's right. Movies and exhausting. Just moved to Montana from Colorado. Love the region that makes up Colorado, but truthfully, Colorado is politically the state of Denver. Yeah, I hear you. Take half of your profit from your sale and put it in precious metal. I'm thinking about it. It's tough. Part of me wants to hire some, money guru, some investing guru, and pay him what he's worth. And so I don't make any bad decisions, but when it all comes crashing down, maybe we've all made bad decisions. Maybe precious metal would be the one to have. So I don't know, but I can't stay on here much longer because we got to go grocery shopping. I got to buy a pair of new boots for work. We also got to go to Walmart for some things that I forgot. I told you guys I forgot at the house. But Snoran prices in the Netherlands are about 400,000 euros. That's for a house in a row, and how we build here in the Netherlands. Yeah, and 400,000. What does that price translate to? What, 600,000 American dollars right now? I don't even know what the change rate is. The dollar is going to crash. I'm afraid that's going to happen too. And new hangers. That's right. I need new hangers, Ruby. How right you are, Fat Phillip. Physical precious metal. Jason, remember, VCMDX. VCMDX. Let me write that down. I'm going to write on my laptop here. I got my laptop. VCMDX. I'm going to check that out. I swear I will. VCMDX. Saved. There you go. I saved that. Oh, about 450,000. So that's not so bad, Don. It's not as bad as it used to be. Oh, okay, cool. When summer arrives in Boise, you'll be looking for the nearest lake or river to dive into. I can't wait to take the family to the lake and chill out. It'd be awesome. Feel sorry for private renters who get screwed by rent mortgage. Yeah. Go shipping. Okay. Oh, shoot. I got a business call. Nice to see you. Hey, I'll see you again too, Rochelle. I got to go as well. But thanks for being on here, and thanks for your contributions. Yeah, I'd love to hang out with you guys and talk more. I will go ahead and put out it's a little piece. It's not about current stuff, but it's a little piece taking on a liberal meme that's been going around. And if you ever see these memes and I do a video on them, post my video underneath it, say, check it out. This is the real truth about it. But there you go. Jonathan moved to Idaho from Oregon in 2019. Best 3 years of my life. Yeah, I hope that's the same here, man. Jonathan, I'll see you around, my friend. Invested under Biden. He's doing good, huh? Welcome to Idaho. Glad to have you. Thanks, Carol. I appreciate it. You guys, we'll talk to you guys soon. I miss doing the videos. I miss hanging out with you guys. And yeah, onward and upward. We're living this new life, and I'll keep you guys in tuned with the move here and all the things. But I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, take care now.